This video is going to look at comparing and ordering integers. And there are two main steps that you have to think of when comparing and ordering integers. The first thing you have to do is you have to look at the sign. If you're comparing a positive number and a negative number together, then you know which one's going to be bigger. Positive numbers are always bigger than negative numbers. Or if you are comparing a positive number to 0 or a negative number to 0, 0 doesn't have a sign. Positive number is always going to be bigger than 0. Negative number is always going to be smaller than 0. So you can look at the sign and you can solve a lot of problems just right off the bat. If the signs are the same, then you're going to start to look at the numbers. And what you're going to remember is that for positive numbers, the bigger number is the bigger number. And for the opposite, or for the negative numbers, the smaller number is the bigger number. If that confuses you, think about money. Think about if you have positive $57 and positive $48. Well, 57 is more than 48, so that's awesome. But if you have negative $57 or negative $48, you'd rather have negative $48 because you'd rather owe me $48 than owe me $57. That's why the smaller numbers are actually bigger when you're comparing with opposites. So, let's take a look at this problem right here. We have negative 2 compared to 6. Well, negative 2 is a negative number. 6 doesn't have a sign, and because 6 doesn't have a sign, remember that that means it's positive. So if we compare negative 2 to positive 6, 6 is going to be the bigger number. So negative 2 is less than positive 6. Let's take a look at this problem. We have 5 compared to 22. Well, we're going to look at the signs, and they're both positive numbers. Luckily for us, we know that 22 is bigger than 5. Because 22 is bigger than 5, we're going to put 5 is less than 22. Last one over here looks like the same problem at first glance. This is negative 5 compared to negative 22. This is 5 compared to 22. But now, because we're talking in negatives, we have to think of the opposite. So think about, would you rather owe me $5 or would you rather owe me $22? Negative 5 to negative 22. And I know how tempting it is to want to be able to give me more money to be able to do more stuff in class, but that's not the way life works. So you'd still want to owe me negative $5. So negative 5 is greater than negative 22. We looked at the signs, they were the same, and then we went to compare the actual numbers. You can also think about height in here. Would you rather be 5 feet under or 22 feet under? Now we're going to look at ordering numbers and putting numbers into order. And here we have 18, 0, negative 10, and 12. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the signs. We know that negative numbers are the smallest. We know that 0 is in the middle. And positive numbers are the biggest, right? So we're going to take these numbers and we're just going to categorize them into negative, 0, and positive. So 18 is going to be a positive, so I'm going to put it over here. 0 goes in the 0 category. Negative 10 is a negative. And now I have 12 sitting over here. And I can put 12 in the positive section. And I could put 12 over here and rearrange things. So we're going to put 12 right here. So now I have my negative, my 0, and my positive. Now all I have to do is order the negatives. 0 can't be ordered because there's only 0. And the positives. So it'll be negative 10, 0, and which one is bigger between 18 and 12? Well, I know that 18 is bigger, so I'm going to put 12 first, and then 18. And then I've ordered these numbers. Let's go ahead, let's do the same thing over here. I have negative 72, 17, 4, and 2. So let's go ahead, I'm going to scoot this over a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. And I'm going to put the negatives, the 0, and the positives. Step 1 is to look at the negatives. I see negative 72, and I see negative 4. I don't see any zeros, so we can just skip over that. I see 17 as a positive, and I see 2 as a positive. Now all I have to do is actually put these into order. Which is bigger, negative 72 or negative 4? Negative 4 is actually bigger than negative 72, because if you owe me $4, that's a lot better than owing me $72. So we're going to keep these numbers the way that they are. Between 17 and 2, we know that we'd rather have $17 than $2, so I'm going to take the 2, put it next, and then take the 17 and put it last. And there I have my ordered numbers. So what you're going to answer is you're going to answer 3 questions. First is going to be putting in order the average temperatures of a certain city. And the average temperatures over 4 days was 6, -4, 10, and -8. Please put those in order from least to greatest. That's smallest to biggest. Then you're going to compare -17 and 3, and then -57 and -1.